Alright, this is going to be a bit of a shorter video because we're going to be reviewing BenQ Zowie GSR mousepad. Mousepads really are the most interesting thing to review, at least for me, so I'll just quickly tell you everything I've found after using this mousepad after around 6 months. So this is a really popular mousepad. Not so much for fast-paced games like Fortnite or Apex. It's mainly used among a bunch of Valorant and CS pros. It's because it's one of the slowest mousepads and has a ton of control. So the question is, in actual use, is it too slow? This is hard to answer because at first when I opened the mousepad and got out of the box, it felt really slow. I came from a glorious cloth mousepad, which is seen as a little faster than average, and this was really slow. It didn't necessarily feel really sluggish or annoyingly slow. I actually think it gave a lot of helpful control. But as I used it more, it feels like the pad has worn in and broken in a bit more, so it feels a little faster. Now, I don't know if that's because it's actually worn in, or whether that's because I've just used it a lot and I'm just used to it. Because when I go back to the glorious pad, it feels way too fast and I need a lot of adjusting. In games like Valorant that I mainly play, because of this pad, I've come to the conclusion I definitely prefer control pads way more than fast pads. I don't notice a significant difference in the speed of the X and Y axis, even when actively looking for it, so it's probably insignificant in an actual game. The relatively high stopping power of this pad definitely helps to snap to targets quicker, but there's no way this will actually make you better at the game. The reason why this pad is so slow is because it's kind of squishy because of how thick it is. It's 3mm, and that also helps just make it feel comfortable in your wrists when playing for a long time. Anyways, in terms of other features of the pad, the rubber on the bottom is pretty bad. A lot of pads have this like hexagon pattern on the bottom that gives it grip, but this is just a flat rubber material. It doesn't move around when I put pressure on the mouse pad, but it moves a lot when I accidentally bump it from the side where the stitching is. It's not that big of a deal because it doesn't happen that much, but over time it will move and you may have to readjust every now and then. I also wish the vertical length of the mouse pad was bigger. It's not too much of a problem, but it's no way near the same as the horizontal length. The stitching around the edges though is really good. Like, it's pretty much flat to the rest of the surface. It's really tight and comfortable on your wrists. For me, the stitching is barely frayed, but bear in mind, don't put Velcro anywhere near the stitching because it will ruin it. I think that's the same with every mouse pad, and if the stitching ever does fray, never pull it, always try and cut it as close as possible to where the stitching is. The logo in the corner doesn't get in the way of the mouse at all, and I think it looks pretty good. It's just this little tag in the corner. In use, I really do actually like the control the mousepad gives, and I can basically confirm it's not just hype made by pros and the company itself. But anyways, that's about it, and thanks for watching.